Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you today to Allerton Stadium for the press conference for Saturday's boxing. This event is in with Browne Nutrition is the main sponsor, and I'd like to thank them for supporting the event, and also obviously Allerton Stadium for again hosting all the events that are around this fight. On Saturday is probably one of the most competitive shows I think I can remember us putting on, with 3 fights across the top, every single one of them competitive. Every one of them looks like a 50-50 on paper. So it's a really exciting show. It's going to be absolutely packed in Ponds Forge. There is a few tickets left if anybody wants them. The ticket numbers are on all the social media sites. And like I say, myself and Ricky are really proud to put this show on. The top of the bill is our own Lucas Big Daddy Browne, 19-0. He's only got 17 KOs. And he's challenging for the Commonwealth title. Going to be the first man from Australia to win that title, we hope, Saturday night, and he's up against my friend on the left here from
since 122 years.
122 years, sorry. Over 100's not good enough, 122. Eric Bahoeli, he's come over from Canada with his team, in great shape, looks really fit, and I'm sure that is going to be a great fight. Next, we have a European bantamweight title, another really, you could say this is another trade fight. Karim Gafi, the champion, who sadly has not arrived yet, against Zanat Zakhayanov, who's again with Hatton Promotions, trained by Ricky, in fantastic shape, and again looks a really close fight, can't separate them on paper. The third title fight again is our own and Sheffield's own Adam Bodmarechas, and he boxes Felipe De La Paz Teniente from Mexico, both young kids, Adam 15-0, 12-1, both really competitive, again both coming to win, really competitive, and a fight I'm looking forward to see. So I'll pass you over to Ricky to say a few words about the show and his thoughts on it, and then we'll pass you around we'll pass you then around the boxers for the boxers to say a few words, open it up for questions, and then if anybody would like any photographs outside or inside, wherever you want to do it, we'll accommodate that as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. All I can do is echo pretty much what Richard has said. I was very proud in my career to be able to. Every fight I was involved in was an exciting one, and I don't think anything's changed as a promoter when you look at the bill that we put together here tonight. Lucas Browne with his record and his knockout percentage, and along with Eric, his opponent. 10 fights, 7 KOs out of 10 wins. It's you definitely don't want to nip to make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea when this fight is on. I think it's going to be a really explosive fight. Lucas, Big Daddy Browne, is obviously, he's boxing on these shows in the UK a number of times, and probably not been, people know the name but not seen the face too much, to be honest. So he's going to get the chance this time live on Box Nation as well, which I'm delighted. So, the UK sports fans are going to be able to put, a face to the name, if you like. And when you think of the UK division in this country, which is so competitive now, and it's been for a number of years, we obviously have Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, David Price. It's a great opportunity, and there's some great fights, not just on the world stage, because Lucas has a very high world ranking with the WBC and the IBF, but there's some big fights in this country to do. So it's going to be great for the UK fans on Box Nation to see Lucas, and what a fight to be in. No foregone conclusion by any no foregone conclusion by any stage of the imagination. 7 knockouts out of his 10 wins. In the heavyweight division, one punch can change it. And it's going to make it really exciting. I don't think I've ever, since I've been promoting Lucas, I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad fight anyway. And when you look at the quality of opponent he's up against, and this fella's record as well, I think it's going to be a sensational top of the bill. One of the fights, obviously, that is on the undercard for the European bantamweight title. Zanat Zakhayanov challenging Karim Gafi for the bantamweight title. Another, sensational fight. Everybody, when Gafi won the title against Jumoy, with a stunning knockout, I think he was a bit of an underdog. But he's proved his worth. I think Jumoy is actually, as we speak, in line for the world title. So, if Zanat can beat the fella that that beat Jumoy, if you like. If Zanat wins, I think Zanat is 5 WBC now. So if he happens to win the title, which I'm very confident he will do after the training camp he's had, you know, he's straight in line as well for the world title shot. I think the winner of this fight between Lucas and Eric, you know, puts them, you know, if Lucas is 11 WBC, I'd like to think the winner of this goes into the top 5, you know. So I mean, the winners of the main event on the verge of a world title shot, the winners of the chief support, the European bantamweight title, are right in line for the world title shot. So and not just that, the sensational fights, they're not going to be boring. It's a wonderful clash of styles in both the two, you know, main events. And then when you look, you know, at the undercard, you know, we've got Adam Etche's fight for the WBC youth title. Adam Etches is probably one of the most exciting prospects coming through the divisions at the minute. You know, he's in a very competitive middleweight division, you know, but you know, when you look at prospects that are coming through in any division, I don't think there's many much more exciting than Adam Etches. He's probably one of the most popular fighters in the country. He sells more tickets than me, this fella, to be honest with you. But you know, and he's matched up. He has a really exciting style. Goes for the knockout, and he's in with a solid Mexican opponent. When I don't think I've ever seen a Mexican in a bad fight. You know, so it's, you know, when you look at the 3 title fights that we've put on together, not just the fact 3 title fights alone would have been impressive, but when you see the styles and the matchups of the fights that were put together, I think it can only mean for a sensational boxing night. You know, and on the undercard also prospects, you know, like, you know, Kirill Relic, you know, Scott Jenkins, Adam Little, you know, and, you know, the rest of a load of, you know, Sheffield and Yorkshire's talent coming through. I think it's, you know, I think it's a wonderful card we've put together. And I think the winners, the fight fans, every time we come to Sheffield, the Sheffield fans, you know, bring out sell the tickets, they turn out in the droves, and you know, you can't kid Sheffield fight fans. Are very, very knowledgeable. You know, you can't kid them, and you know, I don't need to really sell this show. I mean, if you know your boxing, you look at the main event, you look at the 2 fighters fighting for the Commonwealth heavyweight title, you look at these 2 fighters that are fighting for the bantamweight title, you know, and then the prospects that are coming through, like Scott Jenkins, like Adam Etches. You know, I'd like you to watch Kirill Relic. He'll be on early, one of the earlier fights of the evening. He's 15 fights unbeaten, 13 knockouts. He's going to be exactly where these boys are, sitting on this top table in a few years. Absolutely fantastic prospect, and it's great to you know, to be back on the TV as far as how promotion goes, and you know, not you know, and I think the fans will be impressed again. You know, you know, I've got a great stable of small fighters, a lovely small stable of fighters now, and every one of them are knocking on the door for, you know, for championships. Everyone has championship potential, and I think it's my first show that's been on the TV for a while, and I think the fans are going to love it. But what we're going to do, we're going to open the top table, you know, pass it across to Lucas just to say a few words, and then to Eric to say a few words, and then we'll open the floor to questions. So to pass it over to Lucas Browne.
Thank you, Ricky. Basically, just want to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to, you know, firstly fight for a title, but just fight back in the UK again. I've always been very welcomed in the UK by fans and everyone else, so it's always a nice feeling to sort of come back here. I wanted to thank Eric and his team for, you know, obviously training hard and coming to fight. So I'm just looking forward to a nice, exciting fight, as you said, on TV again. So get some great exposure and yeah, looking forward to putting on a good show.
Thanks, Lucas. Push back this on for Eric to fill us in about how his training's gone and how much he's looking forward to the fight as well.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Sorry for my English. It's not my first language, but thanks a lot to Hatton Promotion for this opportunity. And for me, it's a good chance, and I train very hard for this fight. And I think in Canada too, my people will see this fight attentively, and it's good. And thanks a lot for everything.
Thanks, Eric. Now I just pass the mic on now to Zanat Zakhianov, who will obviously Philip Fondu will translate for us, and just for Zanat to let us know how his training's gone and how much he's looking forward to this opportunity at hopefully lifting the European bantamweight title.
Как ты тренировался, как ты чувствуешь, как важен этот бой?
Ну, я вот дома в Казахстане 2 месяца хорошей общей физической подготовки провел. И основную работу проделали мы вот здесь, в Англии, под руководством Рики Хаттона, Майк Джексона. Очень хороший провел спарринги, сборов. чувствую себя хорошо и готов к бою.
As Anat says, it's for the first time in his whole career that he's had such a great training camp. 2 months under the supervision of Ricky Hatton himself, good sparring partners, the fact that he's now boxing for the European title, which for him is the opening for the world title, obviously. He feels very confident that he's going to win. Everything's been accordingly to plan for the 2 months of training camp. He wants to thank Ricky to have taken care of his preparation so well, and he just thinks about winning.
Thanks Phil, thanks Adam. I'll pass it on now to Adam Etches, who will be defending his WBC Youth Middleweight title. How's your preparation gone, Adam?
My preparation's gone brilliant. I've trained solidly for this for 10 weeks. Everything's gone as I've planned it to go. I just want to thank all my fans and family and friends that have all bought tickets and coming out in the hundreds to support me. That makes the night better. Just got to get in now and get the job done.
We'll pass the mic on for Philippe to say a quick few words about his preparation. Also, he's challenging Adam for the WBC Youth title.
Primeramente, dar gracias a Dios por estar aquí, por la oportunidad que nos da en este día, por el promotor también, damos gracias por la oportunidad que nos brinda. Esperamos que la pelea sea de su agrado más que nada y que todo salga bien, tanto como los dos lados, como tanto para allá, para acá, que no salgamos tampoco tan golpeados y todo eso. Pero bueno, agradecemos por estar aquí, muy bonito país, es muy bonito. Gracias.
You translate? Your Spanish is better than mine anyway.
Spanish going well.
He says thanks for the opportunity to be here, and he says it's a beautiful country, and we hope that nobody get hurt and wins the best.
Just one more lad on the top table here, Scott Jenkins, who's 12 unbeaten, and he's looking to step up in class in the next few months of his career. Obviously, how's your training gone, Scott? You must be delighted to appear on such a quality card.
Training's gone brilliant. It's been a good 8-10 week training camp. I'm just really pleased with how it's all gone. The cards, again, it's a great card to be on. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully by the end of this year I'll be stepping it up and win for some titles, hopefully. I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Well, that's brilliant. I'd just like to wish all the lads the best of health and good luck on the night, and I'm delighted to thank my staff at Hatton Promotions for putting such a wonderful card together. It is on Box Nation live on Saturday night, and it's going live, if I'm not young.
It's going live on Eurosport Asia.
Eurosport Asia.
All over Asia. It's going live in Kazakhstan.
And
some part of Russia. And it's going live in France.
Yeah, so there's lots of good coverage, and to be honest, I'm glad that we've got the coverage we have, because I think the card we put together certainly warrants it. So thank you for everyone for coming, and if there's anyone on the top table you'd like to ask a question to, now feel free to do so.
Lucas, what sort of test are you expecting from Eric? What have you got to do to get the job done this weekend?
Well, basically, it's the heavyweight division, so everyone who comes in that division has power and things like that. So it's basically up to me to bring my fight, my style. Like I know what I need to do to win, and I'm fit enough. So it's basically just me, keeping defence tight and just doing my job right.
How do you feel your training camp's gone?
Very well, actually. I've gone from where I was living in Perth, in Australia, over to Sydney. So I've gone sort of back home. I've been training at Beesting's gym and with my original trainer, Tama Tahuna. So basically everything's gone back to scratch, where everything's gone back to the basics. I was pretty much training myself in Perth for probably about a year and a half. So it's good to have a trainer to sort of be able to sit there and hold pads and things like that for me again. So sparring's been brilliant. I've got, as opposed to having the 3 that I was having, I've got 15 plus sort of different sparring partners and different people to have different looks at coming at me as well. So I'm very confident about it.
How's Eric's training gone? Yeah. This is a question for you, so I don't know your name.
Okay, Frank.
Frank.
Yeah. If you want me to...
No, for you. How has the training gone?
Okay, the preparation for Eric was perfect. I mean, we had a lot of time to prepare because we had the opportunity from Matt Clark 11 weeks ago. So we had a lot of sparring, over than 100 rounds of sparring. We study a lot. Lucas Browne, we had a lot of respect for his power. But I think that we found a couple of things that we can exploit in the night of the fight, and it's a nice opportunity for us to fight for the Commonwealth title. We would like to thank Mr. Hatton for that.
Thank you very much, Jess. 122 years since Peter Jackson won it. Any pressure with that?
Yeah, it's 122 years. It's quite a long time. I started boxing or fighting in general, wanting to be able to sort of make my mark in the world or in history and all that sort of stuff, and basically make my children and stuff proud. So something like this will if I was to win it, would go down in history, and definitely that leaves my name out there, which is what I wanted to do. So yeah, it's pretty much everything at the moment.
Quick question for Ricky. If Zanuck wins this weekend, you'll have 2 European champions in your stable. How does that feel?
Delighted. Obviously I reached all my dreams and all my goals as a fighter, and now I've gone into promoting. I want to do the same. My next aim would obviously hope to be to promote some world champions, and train some world champions. So I think I'm doing all right and fast approach doing that. I think Lucas has got it in to be a world champion. Sergey Rabchenko has got it in to be a world champion. Zanuck Zakianov has got it in to be a world champion. So that would be a nice personal triumph for me, to be, when I look back, like Lucas just said there about, his kids and his family being proud. Likewise for me, it would be nice, I'm sure my kids are proud of me saying that I became a world champion, but how nice it could be. My dad was a world champion, he trained world champions, he promoted world champions, and this is why I went into promoting, because boxing gave me such a wonderful life, and I'd like, if I can pass it on to some other lad, like the lads that are at the top table, to give them the sort of joys I got from boxing, then, going into the promoting game and training game, it's been very, very worthwhile. But, Sergey Rabchenko is number 1 WBC, light middleweight, which now Mayweather will be fighting Maidana, then the junior middleweight title should come vacant, so there's a good chance that Sergey can win that. When you look at Karen Garifi and Jamoy, Garifi beat Jamoy, and he's in line for the world title. So if Zanuck can beat Garifi, Zanuck could be up there in the next 1 or 2 fights for the world title also. I'd expect the winner of this fight, and hopefully it's my man to my right, Lucas Browne. He's number 11 WBC. If he wins this, maybe he can go in the top 5. So he's on the threshold then of a world title. So it's great. I wish I'm sure that my stables, got a nice small stable of fighters I'm happy with and I'm very, very proud of. And when you think there's 3 of them in the stable that are on the verges of world title, when I look at the abundance of talent that is coming through, I think I'm in I'm not doing a good job training wise and promoting. So not long may it continue. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Question for Adam. Obviously, you can't look beyond Saturday night because your opponent seems to be a credible, tough opponent. There's a lot of talk about you fighting Eubanks Jr. Is that fight likely to happen, do you think?
I'm not sure. It's a fight that the fans have been constantly nagging me about, saying, "Oh, when are you going to have this fight?" It's a fight, what I'd be willing to do. It's just a case of if he'd be willing to do it as well. I can't make him get in and fight, but yeah, it's certainly a fight that I would like to have, whether it be in the next few months or in the next couple of years. it will be a big fight, providing we both keep winning and doing his job.
And what do you know about Philippe?
I know he's tough, he's strong, comes forward, so it gels to be a good fight.
Quick question for Eric. You've been the underdog before and upset the odds. You're in that position again this weekend. Do you think that this is your big chance to really get your name out there?
Tu étais l'underdog une couple de fois. Puis tu penses que en fin de semaine, ça va être vraiment une autre bonne opportunité pour toi?
Yes, I'm sure because I'm 3 or 4 times underdogs in my career, and always I make an upset, and I think that will be the same thing here. And I train because I don't have a promoter, and my way is not easy like when you have people who work for you, and me I take what I can take, and it's a good chance for me today.
Yep, is that it? Yep, okay, we're going to do some photos now, some one-on-ones with the belts for the kids in front of the banner, so if anybody's got any pictures, and then if anybody wants any pictures of anything a bit different outside or anything like that, no problem. There are a few tickets available still. The number to call is 077 4747 4701. The doors are 6:15 on Saturday, first fight 6:30, and then we'll be running straight through. Okay, thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
We do Lucas and Eric first.